Howdy. Cowboy Tom is back in the building. This will be episode 132 for you guys today. Once my co-hosts join in, we'll go ahead and get today's episode started. What's up, Rob?
What the hell you got on?
I'm back, baby. Cowboy Tom is back, baby. I'm back.
God damn it.
You know,
Oh, shit.
for our first segment, we gotta talk about them boys, man. So every marquee Cowboys win, you will see Cowboy Tom make an appearance.
I respect it.
What's up, Edric?
I'm about to start pulling up with some chicken cutlets now every time we win.
Yo, Tommy DeVito. Yo, I'm gonna talk about y'all. I got a good sports bet that's probably gonna shock people for the Giants. But yo, I ain't gonna lie. I like what I've been seeing from Tommy DeVito, man.
He looked better than Danny. He got more poise, more heart, more grit. You know.
I think right now, yeah, he does. But I think right now they're the same player right now. They play like the same. I mean, he ain't the best passer, but like he's as fast as Daniel Jones.
I think he has better footwork than Daniel Jones, and he's more like shifty.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Like Daniel's fast, but he only run in like a straight line. He can't run he can't be he doesn't have as good of escapability in the pocket. That's what I noticed from Tommy. He has he has a good sense of pressure as opposed to Danny, who does not at all. I was impressed. Like that throw to Hodgins was like a really good throw. And then the throw he made to basically put him in field goal range to win the game was also a very good throw. What's good, Sad? What's up, bro?
I texted Curtis saying if he's ready. I guess we could wait a minute or so for him, and then he could just join in when he's ready.
What's up, everybody? Pull in here. Hey, man, if y'all sports betting, y'all need to join this y'all need to get with the Sharps app, all right? If you're in here right now, show some support. Hold on. I'm going to throw the code in here. Y'all join with this code. Link your sports book. That's important. Link your sports book. And, you'll be able to basically link up and see all your bets in there. You can post them. You can brag, whatever. You can see other people's bets. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. You can see mine on there, although for some reason it's only showing my L's. But, it's a newer app, so it's expected. They're working through some things. But, it's a cool app. It's definitely a really cool app, and you guys should take a look at it for sure.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I was talking, when I was texting him the other day, Josh, he said they're doing a software update. So the records might reset, or I don't know what's going to look like. But in the next couple of days, they said the app should look a little different. All right. We go ahead and get started, Rob. Whenever Kurt joins in, he'll chime in with us.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't thinking I was going to. All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree from Onthehop Podcast. Today, this is going to be episode 132 for you guys today. I'm joined by my co-host, Rob Cerasuolo. Curtis Green, our other co-host, should be joining in today whenever he just joins in. But we're going to go ahead and get today's episode started. So the reason why, if you guys don't know, for those watching, and why I have the sunglasses and the cowboy hat on is because The Dallas Cowboys picked up a big marquee win. So whenever the Cowboys win, you guys will see Cowboy Tom. So we'll be sharing our Cowboys versus Eagles game summary. Rob, what are your thoughts on the two hated teams that you guys hate or that you hate in the division? What are your thoughts on this NFC East matchup that we saw on Sunday night?
Well, you are right about that, Tom. I definitely hate both of those teams. I would say that I hate the Eagles a little bit more, probably. I would say that they're my most hated NFL team. Y'all are right behind them at a close second. But I kind of had a feeling that this would happen to the Eagles. I mean, I was kind of seeing flashes of a little collapse, in a game like that, like in the weeks prior. Like, you saw Kirk Cousins come close to beating them early in the season. You know, you saw that they somehow beat the Bills a couple weeks ago, but they were making mistakes. So they allowed the Eagles to come back into the game. Just several instances of where, you saw little hints and cracks of where they could screw up. Um, and they got exposed. I mean, their defense is nowhere near what it was last year. Their pass defense is not great, not good at all this year. Like they have let quarterbacks rack up yards, rack up touchdowns. Receivers are having big games against them. And Darius Slay and James Bradbury are supposed to be a dynamic duo for them. I feel like Bradbury might, his age might be starting to show a little bit. Uh, Maybe the same thing with Slay. I mean, I have more hope for Slay than Bradbury at this point because Slay is just like a different caliber player. Not saying Bradbury's bad. I got love for him since he played for us, but um, they ain't the same. And I thought adding Kevin Byard would improve that. It doesn't seem like it has so far. I'm not sure what his stats are looking like or what his coverage grades are. I have no clue. I could not tell you. But all I know is that it has not helped them like it should have. So they got exposed by, I hate to say it, an MVP candidate in Dak. Um, they tore him up. They handled business, and that was I was not expecting a a beatdown like I saw. I won't lie, but I did have the Cowboys winning. I did think that you guys were going to win that second game, but I thought it was going to be like by no more than 10. I mean, maybe like 30-20 or like 27-17 or you know 21 to like even like a touchdown, like 21-14, 28-21. What was the final score? Y'all won by like 20, didn't you? Like
Yeah,
30.
it was 33-13.
Yeah, that's crazy. And wasn't their only touchdown on defense, or am I tripping?
Yeah, only on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, so they didn't even score an offensive touchdown. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were doing that night, but y'all handled business. I won't lie.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy about that. But yeah, man, back-to-back weeks, the Eagles were handed a belt-to-ass treatment. Last week, the 49ers, then the Cowboys gave a belt-to-ass treatment to the Eagles. So now, I can't remember another team that had 10 wins and got belt-to-ass treatments back-to-back times in the NFL season. But anyway, the game came down to matchups, I believe. The matchups that the Cowboys had were much better between the battle between in the trenches. The Cowboys' defensive line showed up against the Eagles' offensive line. Then you had which slowed down the Eagles of doing what they do best, running the ball and setting the pace on offense. The corners versus wide receivers matchups was wild. The fact that Stephon Gilmore was bringing it to A.J. Brown like he was prime Stephon Gilmore back when in his MVP Defensive Year Award year, he was bringing to him A.J. Brown all night long. He was getting catches, but it wasn't going far, and they couldn't do anything when it mattered most when they had to move the ball down the field and score. They were just outplayed on all three phases of the ball, all three phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. But I think mistakes hurt the Eagles a lot. They had three fumbles. The fumble from Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown really hurt them. Like you said, they only scored one offensive touchdown. I mean, they only scored one touchdown, zero offensive touchdowns. But, yeah, they got exposed. And I think the thing that the Eagles are missing the most right now are their two former coordinators, and Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon. They're missing them more than ever because I think when you look at this team, they have the talent. The talent is still there, but the
Mm-hmm.
play calling on both sides of the ball is being very missed right now. It seems like the whole entire world knows what the Eagles are going to do on offense. They're either going to do the Philly sneak on third and short yard situations. They're using that play more than ever. And then on defense, they're getting gashed. Like you said, the secondary, their age is really showing with Bradbury and Slay. Their age is definitely showing. I don't even know why they even got Shaq Leonard because I understand he got on the team, but if he was supposed to be a difference maker for that defense, I didn't see him show up on Sunday. Kevin Byard, like you said, I don't really hear him making significant plays for the Eagles. But they're like the Avengers trying to stack up on everybody. They got the talent, but the play calling is, I think, on both sides is hurting them more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if they don't fix those, especially the defensive issue, they're going to go home early in the playoffs. I don't care if they got the first or second seed because now everybody's problem was the 49ers. Now they have a Cowboy problem, like legit a Cowboy problem. If they play them again, they're going to have a hard time also. So. And Detroit, even though they're struggling, they can still give them problems. They can turn around their struggles that they had in the last 3 weeks. So I think the Eagles, I think we got to talk about that. We'll save that for a different segment. But I don't think they're as feared of a team as they once were. I think now you look at the NFC. I mean, the Cowboys. I think we're the second best team, but we still have that problem. The playoffs can't get out of the divisional round. So right now, you have to say the only feared team right now in the NFC is the 49ers until further notice. But if I was the Eagles right now, or Eagles fan, I'd be really worried about what's going on. And luckily, they got an easier schedule to end the season. I think they're still in the NFC East, but if they play the Cowboys or the 49ers early in the playoffs, they might be going home early this year.
They're going to play a hungry and motivated Tommy Cutlets. Not this week, but the following week. And, I don't have much hope for those games. But, looking back, like at the beginning of the season when I saw the schedule come out and I saw the Eagles on Christmas Day, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. But, now that I look at it now, I mean, like we're kind of hot right now. I'm not as worried. I mean, I don't think we're going to win still, but I think it'll be more competitive than I thought. I mean, our defense has been playing pretty good lately, turning the ball over. So, yeah.
Yeah, they got a pretty favorable schedule at the end of the season. They got to play you guys twice. The Cardinals and they got the Seahawks Monday night. That could be I think that could be a toss up game because that's in Seattle instead of Philly. Yeah,
Is,
but
is Geno was hurt last game.
oh yeah, that's right. He might not. Oh, but if they get him back, I think that game could go either way in Seattle. But if
Mm-hmm.
Drew Lock's playing, they got that game. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel the same about the Eagles. I did even before we played them on Sunday. I knew we would win. I thought we were going to split the series this year, but I didn't see us like steamrolling through them. Like they had no offense. They couldn't do anything on offense or defense, and that's pretty bad because if Dak played the way he was supposed to, we probably could have put up 50 or more on them on Sunday. He
Mm-hmm.
played decent, but if he played the way he was supposed to, I think we could put up at least 50 on him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shocking events from the Cowboys-Eagles game, or that transpired on Sunday night. So we're gonna move on to the next segment, Rob. We're gonna predict who wins NFL MVP this season. I think it's still anybody's chance to win in terms of the favorites. Who do you think is going to win the NFL MVP award this year?
Uh, that's so hard to say. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would say, I mean, Dak has the best odds right now
Mm-hmm.
after the Eagles game, but like I just don't know. Like it could be Brock Purdy, it could be Lamar, it could be DJ Stroud. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, man, I hate to say it, it could end up being Dak. I mean, it just depends how the rest of the season plays out. Because I feel like right now, Brock and Dak are like neck and neck. So it's between those two right now. Um, you know, who does the Cowboys play to end the year, and who does the 49ers play to end the year?
I
I don't.
don't know who the 49ers play for the rest of the year, but I know the Cowboys, we got the Bills, the Dolphins. Both those games are on the road.
Oh,
Then we play the Lions at home, and then we play the Commanders on the road.
y'all got a tough schedule. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm about to look at the 49ers schedule. Hold on. Oh, they play the Ravens on Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
They play the Cardinals this week, then the Ravens, the Commanders, then the Rams. Yeah, I mean, if Dak balls out like for the rest of the year against these tough teams, then like he could win it. I think he'll win it. But like, I mean, I feel like Brock isn't proving as much with 3 out of the 4 of these games being the Cardinals, Commanders, and Rams. The Rams are a solid team. They gave the Ravens a run for their damn money this past week. Um, but I mean, if he puts up numbers against the Ravens, who I think are outside of the Browns, probably the best defense in football. Browns and Cowboys. Browns, Cowboys, and Ravens are all up there. Like I can't really pick who's the best, honestly. Um, you know, it could be Brock's award to be had, but like at the same time, Dak has several games to where he could add to his like, MVP campaign. So it's really hard to pick, but I mean, my prediction, I think it goes to Dak. And I think, as long as Dak keeps up what he's been doing, I think it goes to him because he's proving a lot more by beating those teams that you're about to play as opposed to the 49ers who really only have one super tough game out of the 4. So,
Yeah. This is tough, though. I think this is going to be really tough. I said we said on last week's poll for our social media polls who would win MVP between Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, or someone else. So you guys voted 8% Brock Purdy to win the award, 33% for Dak Prescott, and 58% of you said someone else. But Rob, I agree with you. I think it's Dak Prescott's award to win, and I think he's going to show that in the next 4 games. I think compared to Dak, and I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy or the other candidates. I'm gonna get to them, but I just feel like Dak Prescott has elevated his teammates more than ever this year to win games. He's elevated CeeDee Lamb to really become like a true number 1 wide receiver. He's playing like a top 3 wide receiver this year. Jake Ferguson was like a mid-round draft pick a few years ago, and he's looking like a stud at the tight end position. I think he's a top 5 tight end this year. Then the defense, it really doesn't have to – they have to play good, but they don't have to play good enough to protect Dak Prescott because he's doing his job. So I think he's elevating everybody on offense. I think Brock Purdy's doing a great job, but he's just not elevating the teammates that's around him already that's already talented. I mean, Debo is already talented. Brandon Ayuk is already talented. George Kittle is really a Hall of Fame tight end that's really developing – has always developed himself as one of the best tight ends in the league. But, yeah, I think it's Dak Prescott's award to win. He leads the league in passing touchdowns with 28 passing touchdowns. He's second in the league in QBR rating with 74.6 rating. Fourth in the league in passing yards. I think if he goes 3-1 or if he can go 4-0 but within the last 4 games of the season, I think it's no doubt Dak Prescott's award to win. But I don't know. I think this could go either way, depending on, like you said, Brock Purdy's got a more favorable schedule than Dak Prescott. But I like what I'm seeing from Brock. We talked about on the podcast how much I like Brock Purdy. I think this is a bold comparison. I'm not saying he's on his skill level yet, but I'm starting to see like flashes of a younger Drew Brees and Brock Purdy. I'm not saying he's on his skill level, but he plays like similar to Drew Brees. Like he's mobile in the pocket. He makes great plays every week. He's like really developing into a maybe a top 5 quarterback sooner rather than later in the NFL. I know he's got the talent around him, but if there's Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance still in town, I don't think they'd be playing as well as Brock Purdy right now. That man, I do believe that he's getting better and better. But then you look at Tyreek Hill, man. That man
Oh,
is
yeah.
he's having one hell of a season. I think he's having the best year at the wide receiver position since Cooper Kupp back in 2021. Looking at his stats right now, he's got 97 catches, over 1,500 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. That's incredible.
That's Madden numbers.
Yeah, but he's got a chance, but I just feel like, oh, and also Christian McCaffrey, I would say he's in the conversation still too. I think he's showed he's the best running back in the NFL now, surpassing Derrick Henry at this point, and he basically gets in the end zone every week. It's just like there's so many good, and then you said Lamar Jackson too. There's so many good candidates, but I think it's just going to come down to either Brock Purdy or Dak Prescott. Really on the play of how Dak Prescott plays. Playing the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions. That's really going to determine who wins this award.
Stroud was in the conversation until, like, I would say the last couple of weeks he's kind of came down to earth a little bit. He did get hurt too, so I think he has now left the conversation for now, unless he puts up like 400 yards each game or goes crazy the next 4 weeks
Yeah,
and they make the playoffs and everything. I think they still have a shot to make the playoffs. They're in the hunt, but they're not quite there. Um, who did they just got beat down by who was
the
the Jets? Yeah, Zach Wilson and the Jets. That definitely hurt his chances. Um, I don't know what the hell happened with him, but you know, shit beats me.
yeah. I don't know what happened in that game either. Let me see. I was actually thinking about that. Let me see.
Well, there's Kurt. Kurt's in here.
Oh, Curtis is in here. Let me see. So this guy. Oh, they don't play the. I forgot they already played twice. So the Texans have the Titans, the Browns, the Titans again, and the Colts to finish the season. Ugh. I was gonna say maybe they might pull it off and win the AFC South. Let me look at the Jags schedule. Let me see.
Did the Jags just lose too? Who did they play?
Yeah, they just lost to the Browns.
Oh yeah,
So that I forgot they played the Ravens Sunday night. They got the Ravens, the Bucks, the Panthers, and yeah. I was gonna say maybe they might win the AFC South, but I think that uh, yeah, I think
What's the Texans' record?
the Texans are they're third in the division right now. Okay, hold on. Yeah, they're third in the. Let me see the record.
Who's in second?
The Colts. I forgot they've been bought. Yeah. Well, they have the same record. Oh, actually, this is actually getting tight. Jaguars are 8-5. I knew they were 8-5. The Colts are 7-6. The Texans are 7-6.
Mm.
Dang.
I don't think the Colts last up there though. There's no way.
Yo, they've been hanging in there.
I don't know how. They're like such a mid team.
Yeah.
I mean, Gardner Minshew, give him props, I guess. I mean, shit, he knows how to win some games. Michael Pittman is a baller. He is a baller. I have him on my work team. I traded for him. He is a stud.
Hold on. Let me look at the Colts schedule. Yo, they really. You know what? I'm make a bold prediction right now. The week 18, the final. You know how they always have the final games before the playoffs, just in case if somebody's fighting for the division or another final spot. I think that final game, I think week 18, they might give the Sunday night game to the Texans or the Colts to get that final wild card spot in the AFC. The Colts, their last games, they got the Steelers, the Falcons, the Raiders, and then the Texans to finish it off. And then the Texans.
Why they got such easy schedules, bro? What the hell?
And then the Texans got to play Will Levis twice, even though he just won in the Browns. I really think that's going to come. I think that's going to come down to whoever gets the last spot in the AFC, right there. I think because they both got easy schedules. I think the Jags are going to find a way to not blow it and win the AFC South. I'm predicting that. I think it's going to be Colts and Texans Week 18 matchup to get that final wild card spot. Now, whoever wins, they got a tough task ahead because they're either gonna have to play the Ravens, Chiefs, or the Jags in the first round. That's tough. But yeah, Ravens got screwed. I heard they got one of the toughest schedules.
Yeah, they do.
49ers. Let's see the Ravens. Hold on. Oh, here we go.
I feel like our division, Tom, had a tough schedule this year. I mean, you guys
Yeah,
are playing all the teams that we had to play in like the first 8 weeks.
Ravens have. Let's see. They got the Jaguars. Dang. At Jaguars, at San Francisco, playing home at Miami, and then a Steelers team that always plays them hard. Dang.
Or they better beat the Steelers this time. I swear to
Boy,
God, if they lose again. If they lose again to the Steelers, there is no way. They have to beat them, bro. Like, come on.
hey, with them, it's 50-50 whenever they play it for
I
whatever.
don't know why, bro. I don't know what it is about Kenny Pickett, but like, seems like he's their kryptonite sometimes. It might just be a Mike Tomlin thing, but
Dang, yo, I think they got it worse than us right now. I know we got the Bills, Dolphins, and Lions, but I'd rather have that schedule than what they got. Jags, San Fran, and Dolphins.
and they play at San Francisco, and they play at Jacksonville. Like that's fucked.
Dang.
They can handle business against the Jags, I think.
Yeah,
49ers, I don't know.
Lamar might be banged up
That team.
playing against that defensive line a few times.
Yeah, I have no idea if they'll win that game at all. But we'll see. Kurt, get in here.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough for them. I didn't know they had them the last 4 games. But we're gonna move on to the next segment. Oh, before we move on to the next segment, we're gonna take the time to mention our partnership with Sharp Sports Betting. Sharps is a sports betting network best used for all sports bettors around the world. Sharps also allows you to link your sports books, including DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and now ESPN Bets. Not DraftKings. Sharps also allows you to see your win-loss record with your friends, and you see what your friends are betting. You can see your win-loss column every time you make a bet. Sharps also allows free transparency. You can download Sharps today, now available on Apple and Android devices. So download Sharps today. Rob put in our code earlier. Our promo code is Tom, as in THOM, 661. You guys can use our promo code. It'll help us out a lot. And go ahead and play Sharps today, so we can see if y'all are about it or not with your sports bets.
Do it.
But
Do it.
with that being said, we're going to share our best sports bets of the week. Rob, what are your best sports bets this week in the world of sports?
I got I'm trying to remember. Shit. I got a parlay. I have to look at the NBA slate for today. What's today? 12/13. So I know I have the under for the tomorrow night's football game. I know for a fact because it's Easton Stick versus Aiden McConnell. I know it's 34 points. I know. And I kind of wish I adjusted it, did like an alternate line of like 35.5, just because, like, that's that extra touchdown. But, most of the time that under, it's definitely succeeded a lot more than it hasn't for like primetime games, especially Thursday night games. But I mean, shit, the last few primetime games it's went over. But I think it'll go under this time, especially with who's playing. We don't really know what to expect from Easton Stick. He can come out there slinging it for some reason. But I just don't think that it will go over, even with those two defenses not being great. Let's see. I know I have the Knicks money line against the Jazz. I have the Pacers. I have the Pacers alternate spread +10 against the Bucks. They're +5.5, but I wanted to give them a few more points just to kind of cover my ass a little bit. I know I had Halliburton to get 25 and 10 assists. That's both below his averages, by the way. He's been going crazy. And I don't think Dame plays very great defense. Um, let's see. I had the Pelican. Who do the Pelicans play? I can't remember. Shit. I know they play. Damn it, my computer. I'm using my work computer, so I can't look up half of this shit for some reason. Um, Spurs. No, that's the Lakers. Well, I have the Pelicans -5.5 versus whoever they play. I forget. Lakers -2 against the Spurs. Or no, I just did the money line there just because it was similar. Um, and I feel like I had one more, but I can't remember. Shit. No, that might be it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's my parlay for tonight. I believe it's pretty good odds. It's like plus 1,500 or something like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I made all three of mine in the NFL. I don't know why I can't hit on basketball. I can't hit on
That's
basketball.
my favorite to bet on. I like betting on that more than the NFL, to be honest.
It's like I think who was playing last? It was y'all. It was the Knicks versus the Bucks, and Mitchell Robinson could not get 6 rebounds.
Oh,
The man,
he
like,
cooked me on another parlay. Don't worry. It was
bro, I cleared everything on there. I needed him to score at what 8 points. He had 6 points. Then he only had 3 rebounds. I needed him to get 6 rebounds.
well.
I
He's
was,
out. He's out for like 2.5 months now. He's getting surgery. So
oh dang.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was playing hurt because he screwed me last week. I had everything cleared and everything, and the man just didn't show up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it was some kind of like ankle injury. Um yeah, so don't worry, he screwed me too.
Yeah, so I got all mine in the NFL. This one is a definite lock. The Chiefs to cover the 8.5 point spread against the New England Patriots. That's honestly, if
Why
that
the hell why is it so low?
I don't know. It should be higher, but I just locked that in. That is a lock. But
Yeah, I
the
might
Chiefs, I think they're going to be playing on all cylinders. They are coming off a 2-game losing streak,
they're
losing
pissed.
to Jordan Love, and then that controversial offsides penalty by Kadarius Toney, which he was not lined up at the line of scrimmage. That was called what it is. He wasn't. But they're going to be pissed off playing against one of the worst teams in the NFL against the New England Patriots. I think the Chiefs' defense has actually been playing better than the Chiefs' offense. I think their defense is the best part of their team right now. Their defense actually allows the third fewest points per game this season, and they're playing against a struggling Patriots team with Bailey Zappi at the helm. They better cover the spread. If they don't cover the spread, I'm not ever betting on the Chiefs again. They'll easily cover the spread against the Patriots this weekend. Then the second game, I don't know why the points were so high for this game, but I put the Cowboys and Bills to finish under 50 total points. I don't know why it was that high, but I can't see that
Uh,
over. I can't see that
it
because
might. I mean, it might. I mean, I know your defense is good, but like the Bills' offense is also pretty good. And didn't they just score a lot of points? Who'd they just play?
the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, they just beat them. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a shootout. I'm not going to lie. I could see it being a shootout.
Oh,
But I mean, I see why you took that bet. It's a good bet. It's not a bad bet.
yeah,
But at the same time, like I can see that game. That's a game I could see being a shootout.
it's gonna be a good game. But if it was in Dallas, I would say it'd be over 50 points because they're playing in the dome. But it's gonna be freezing. It is gonna be freezing out in Buffalo. I think it's gonna be more of a defense game. I think Dak Prescott's gonna play well, but I don't think he's going to be firing on all cylinders like he would in like a warmer condition. It's
Yeah,
gonna be cold out there, so I think
that's
I think both teams, the way James Cook's been running the ball lately, he's been helping my fantasy team. But I don't know. I feel like this game is definitely going to finish under 50 points.
mhm.
I feel like the game could really end in a score of 23-20 in favor of somebody. I would say another good bet off the top of my head because I remember seeing it. I would take the Cowboys spread also against the Bills. I think it was like a 2 point spread or 3 point spread. I definitely cover. I think they could cover that for sure. I would take that one also.
It's only two.
When I looked at it this morning on DraftKings, it was like a 2 point spread, but it might have changed over the last few hours. But it was a 2 point spread earlier. But this one, Rob, this one I like a lot. This is for you guys. What I was talking about earlier. Give me the Giants to cover the 6 point spread against the Saints this Sunday.
With
Uh,
6 point underdogs?
yeah, it would definitely cover
Huh?
the spread. Y'all's defense has played really well over the last few weeks. I will say y'all have only allowed 22 points or less, minus since 6 weeks, minus how we played y'all. But your defense has actually played really well. But the Saints, their problem, they could not stop the run against the Panthers last week. They actually gave up over 200 total rushing yards to the worst team in the NFL in the Panthers. Yeah, that's a problem, and I like that one because Tommy DeVito. I like that. I like that one because Saquon Barkley, y'all were feeding him the ball, and he had 86 total rushing yards in the second half against the Packers. And speaking of Tommy DeVito, I've been saying this, Rob. I said it. I just said it to you. I think y'all might have something in Tommy DeVito, and
That's
something
what people are
like
telling me.
I ain't saying he's gonna be a lead or nothing, but I might want to give him a chance if I were y'all next year. I know he don't really got much time left to prove it. I'm not saying y'all got to start him, but I would keep him on the roster just in case something happens to if y'all draft a young quarterback or something. I'll give him another look. Because
Yeah.
that game winning drive against the Packers, that red hot Packers team, that was clutch. So I like what I'm seeing from Tommy DeVito. But yeah,
Hey,
I was surprised when I saw that. They can definitely cover that 6 point spread against the Saints.
hey,
It's
if that
yeah.
was Danny, he would, damn well he would have folded, especially because it was in crunch time. Time and time again, we've seen that man freaking fold in that situation, looking like he's all confused and don't know where the hell he's at.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I don't know. Like, his confidence is just gone. Like, you know, Tommy's got that. He's got that. Confidence. He's got that it factor. I think. Like, not a lot of quarterbacks have that. And like, you know, whether you're Pat Mahomes skill wise or, you know, you're, Tom Brady. Like, he was the best to ever play, and like, obviously physically coming out of the draft, he was, you saw what he was. He was unathletic. He couldn't run. He didn't have a great arm or anything. He had that mental, and like, that's not teachable. That's something you just have. And I mean, call me crazy, but I mean, I could see him if he keeps it up. I could see him starting. I mean, over Danny. I mean, especially if we don't draft anyone. Which if we keep winning games, I don't know what their plan is to do to, they might just end up taking the best player available, whether it's another right tackle and bump Evan Neal inside, or a wide receiver, which they really need a receiver.
Yeah.
Um, or Brock Bowers would be a good pick. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could at least see them at the very least. They have to keep him as like a QB2 at the very least, if they draft a quarterback. But obviously Daniel is locked in for at least another year. He has an out, like, he's not guaranteed after next year. He can be a $40 million backup though, for all I care. I mean, that's what I think. I really think that DeVito has a future, and he resembles like New York, New Jersey in like the perfect way. Him and his family. Do you see his agent?
I was just about to say his eight. That was hilarious. That was actually really hilarious. Then you can see
Bro,
happy his family was when he had that game winning. Bro, Brian Dable believes in him. That's the actually crazy thing. He like actually believes in
Yeah,
him.
he does. I mean, he told him on the final. I read something. He's like, go sling that fucker. Like he literally said that, like to him right before that game winning drive. Like he was with it. Like he wanted that for him, and it's cool to see. And like even if we did, like we still have a shot at the playoffs. We're one game out,
That's
which is
insane.
nuts.
That's actually insane.
Which is nuts to me. But I mean, it's like a 2% chance. But even if we don't make it, which we probably don't, um, it's definitely been fun to watch, and it's given me a reason to actually watch and root for my team again. I was hopeless when we were 2-8. I had no reason to even turn on the television. So it's
And
it's
Tommy
been pretty
DeVito.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm serious. I'm serious when I say that, though. I think regardless of what happens, I think y'all have to. I would keep him on the roster next year to give him another look
Hmm.
because we're seeing this year the backup quarterback position could be more valuable than ever this offseason because half the league has lost their quarterbacks at some point this year. Not good for the Cowboys, but yeah, I would definitely keep him. He could be a good backup, or if he gets a chance to start, that's why I said y'all should keep him and give him another look next year.
Hmm.
But we're gonna move on to the final segment. We're gonna talk about the NBA here. We're gonna be sharing what is the best young team in the NBA? Which young NBA team has the best young core? What do you think, Rob? Who has the best young core in the NBA today?
I mean, I would say the Thunder, no doubt. SGA is probably a top. He might be a top three, top four guard right now, point guard wise. Um, you know, I I don't know. Steph and Dame are both getting old, so like, you know what I mean. I know obviously we've been talking about them two as being the top two for so long now. I think that between SGA and Halliburton. Obviously, he's on the Pacers,
Yeah,
but they're two of the best guards in the league right now, at least this year. They got Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey. We all know what's going on with him, though. So we'll see what happens there. They got a couple other young pieces there. They got Jalen Williams, who's pretty solid. Holmgren looks like the real deal too. I mean, he was lighting it up for a few games there. But I think that they probably have the best young team, I think. And we all knew this would happen. I mean, they have so many draft picks. It was only a matter of time before they got some pieces together. Um, Speaking of the Pacers, I think they got a really great young core too. Having Halliburton and Matherin and they got a couple other pieces. Can't remember off the top of my head. Um, the Magic have looked really good. They're second in the East right now. Boncheros look fantastic. Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony. They got a good team. I mean, I didn't think they would be this good, but they're up there. So I'd say those are like my top three right now. The Spurs are in the conversation, but they haven't really shown it in the win-loss column yet. They have they've lost like 17 games in a row, which is crazy. And that's not even the worst losing streak in the league, believe it or not. You
yeah.
want to
The
know what's the worst
Pistons.
one? Yeah, the Pistons have the 20-game losing streak right now. They went 2-1, and now they're 2-21. Like what the? Like that's crazy to me. But
I don't even know what the point of getting Monty Williams was really to help coach because they ain't making a difference at all.
no.
Yeah, you actually took all my answers, man. All those are my three favorite best young teams, but I agree with you at one now. OKC, man, they've been fun to watch over the last few years grow. I think all of them can be star players. With Shaw Gillius, Alexander, like you said, he's really their really best player. I think Chet Holmgren is good too, but he's gonna develop. But yeah, I think he's one of the best guards in the NBA now. He's averaging over 30 points per game this year. I think that's the fifth best in the league. Josh Giddey, if he could leave 16-year-old girls alone, they'll be fine with him having a good 1-2 punch at the guard position with him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Chet Holmgren, I think we're gonna have a conversation one day of who to build a franchise with between Chet Holmgren or Wembanyama. That's how great those two players I think are gonna be one day. But yeah, you said it. All those draft picks are paying off, and they still got a total of 15 first-round picks over the next 7 years. So I can't see them using them all. They might just start cashing them in. They get some veteran help there in OKC.
They should.
But yeah, they can start building on their young core.
I think they should trade for I don't know. They should trade for somebody. They should trade for like a wing or something. I think like a star wing, and they would be really good.
That would help them a lot. Yeah, that actually would. Mike said any UFC bet. I would say I did when I did the combat series this week, Mike. I have Leon Edwards knocking off Colby Covington this weekend. I think that fight goes to decision. I got it going all 5 rounds. I would say he wins that fight by decision. So that whole card is stacked this weekend, though. I think definitely bet Tony Ferguson to beat Patty. What's his last name? That whatever his last name is, that want to beat Conor McGregor. I would definitely pick Tony Ferguson to beat him. And in the co-main event, I said that Alexandria Pantoja. I've got him winning that fight against Brandon Royval too by submission. If that's just off the top of my head what I would bet for UFC this weekend.
I don't watch too much UFC sometimes, but wish I could help you out, Mike. But those seem like some solid ones right there.
Yeah, I don't see Colby Covington being Leon Edwards. I know that one for a fact. I don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Tyrese Halliburton. Back to what you said about the Pacers too. That man is incredible. I don't know why the Sacramento Kings. They got a good team. Don't get me wrong, but they shouldn't have gave up on him so early. That is the Pacers' best pickups maybe in franchise history of getting him. That was an incredible pickup by them. They definitely gave up. I would actually take Tyrese Halliburton over De'Aaron Fox right now. Imagine if he was on the King. If Tyrese Halliburton was still on the Kings as their starting point guard and De'Aaron Fox was elsewhere, that would make the team even much more better. I know he has chemistry with the Kings and stuff, but Tyrese Halliburton, he's starting to become one of my favorite players in the league right now. That man's incredible.
We could have drafted him.
I forgot you said
drafted Obi Toppin instead, and now he's with Tyrese Halliburton on the Pacers. So, go figure.
That's actually crazy too. But yeah, he's starting. I see a lot of potential in Tyrese Halliburton.
I'm cool with Jalen Brunson though. I like me some Brunson. He's cool.
Oh yeah.
But he ain't Halliburton though.
That was one of your best pickups in since the 2000s, really, because the Mavs gave up on him. I don't know why they did that.
He's the best point guard we've had in so long. I mean, we've had before him. We were running like Elfrid Payton out there and shit. Like it was bad. It got real bad for a while. That's why we were never good. But yeah.
But that's we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. That's all the time we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree and Rob Cerasuolo signing off. We'll see you guys on next week's episode. Thank you guys for watching and listening.
Yes, sir.
All right, Rob.
Yes, sir. Deuces.